So, thank you for joining me today. We are going to be in the book of Philippians, chapter 4. The Apostle Paul is writing, and starting in verse 6, here's what it says: Do not worry about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. So, this verse is pretty special to me. I've got a couple of things I need to share. So, 4 or 5 years ago, I prayed a very specific prayer. I didn't ask for a car or money or anything like that. It was a very specific prayer regarding things before the Lord returns. And in May of 2023, half of that came true. On a separate issue, there's something that I've kind of been dealing with for the past 6 months or so, and it's been a struggle. And I always want to be in God's will, and I always want to do what God is asking me to do. So, about a week and a half or so ago, as of the recording of this, before I went to bed, I was praying about this particular circumstance that's been going on for 6 months. And I just was needing to know, not necessarily what God was doing, but I needed some confirmation from the Lord. I needed something to keep me going because it has been a challenge for 6 months with this particular issue. And so I was praying before I went to bed. And so when I woke up, some events that had transpired when I was sleeping, back to the first story, I knew then that the second part of that very specific prayer was going to come true. And so in thinking about how in which we make our requests made known to God, in that very specific prayer, I had no reason to think that God would not give me what I asked for. And so the events that transpired, and now I knew that that second half of the prayer was going to come true. I really wanted to focus on not worrying about things, but in my prayer to do exactly what God was asking me to do, to be exactly in His will, and then being grateful that He was going to honor what I had asked Him in that very specific prayer 4 or 5 years ago, which was in relation to before things get really bad. I had asked for something. And God is faithful and God is just. We're not to worry about anything. Let our requests be made known to God. And that peace of God that you need to have, that I got, not necessarily for the circumstances that I was looking for, but the confirmation on something else, that is the peace of God that I needed. Armor up, we ride at dawn. May God bless you as always. Have a great day.